What is going on, Draconians? Draco Invictus here, and you know what? It is dangerous to go solo. Take a Wookiee. Yep, and so I took a Wookiee with me. He's sitting right here next to me, my nephew Benjamin, and we just got done watching Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. So I'm going to give you my absolutely honest opinion of this film. And we'll talk about some pros. We'll talk about some cons. I'll get his, input, whatever he wants to say, if he wants to say anything at all. And so this won't be a terribly long video, but I wanted to give you guys... I know I'm a little late to the party, but I had to get him caught up. He had not seen any Star Wars films, and so I didn't feel like a proper uncle if I fully didn't inundate him. Of course, I didn't waste time with the prequels. So we started with 4 and we worked our way all the way through, and so then we had to wait for schedules to align so that we could go see this together. So I know the film's been out a couple weeks, but yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the pros. Okay, this is a good bookend for the Skywalker saga. And I'm sure that there are many people out there that think this movie is absolutely trash. And you know what? Of course your opinion matters, just not to me. So, I thought this was a phenomenal film. It really was. It tied everything together. And we got to see our big baddie, and we get to see the battle, and of course there's lots of, ships and all that stuff, and of course I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. So if you haven't seen the film but want to see the film, I'm not going to tell you who the baddie is, and I ask that you leave it out of the comment section too. This film was great. Rey is the kind of female protagonist that I want to see in films. She is strong not because she says that she is strong. She is strong just because she shows us that she is strong. And I love that in any protagonist. I don't need to hear how strong they are. Just show me. Don't use your words, use your actions. And I think Daisy Ridley did a phenomenal job of giving us a strong female lead. And I've always thought that, though, that she was absolutely fine for carrying the mantle. Wonderful young spirit, and she's obviously, very athletic, because I know that she did a bunch of stuff herself. So yeah, I think that she did fine. Adam Driver, wonderful. And of course we got to see some old friends. This was the last. Some of the footage we had seen with Carrie Fisher was actually her. Some of it was CGI because she did pass away, and it was nice to see her, and of course Harrison Ford, and there are a few other classic Star Wars characters that have their moment in the film that I don't want to spoil for you because it was a lot of fun to see them. And of course, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2, BB-8. There's a new droid. He was, awesome. He was cute. So yeah, I've been sitting here trying to think for the last 4 minutes what I didn't like about the film. And I guess some of the things that I didn't like about the film is that there were a couple scenes that I wish had actually had a little bit more explanation to them than what we got. And so, yeah, I think a little bit more there would have been nice. The surprise twist halfway through the film was good. Again, I'm trying to rack my brain as to what I didn't like. This, of course, was very familiar in that what some of the things that Rey went through, we saw in like Return of the Jedi. They I don't want to call them tropes, but there were certain things that But it's actually something she'd been driving through for for all three films. Her goal was still the same. And so it's not like this was a surprise. But it was nice to see the closure there. Again, can you think of any negative aspect? No.
It's not on DVD yet.
He's just sitting there shaking his head. This is a video. You have to talk.
It's not on DVD yet.
It's not on DVD yet. Yeah, we can't just sit at home and watch it over and over again. Because, truth be told, I would walk right back in that theater right there and go see it again. And that, to me, says a lot about a film. When I just get done with it and I go, I want to go back and watch it again. I want to see what I missed. Because I pretty much guarantee that I missed something. But you get to see the progression of Rey, her power, her abilities. And Rey does some stuff that we've only seen in video games. We've seen different force powers and stuff like that. But as far as the films go, they've been pretty consistent as to what the powers are. And she did some stuff that was different. And so I was very, very happy to see that. And I'm glad to see that they're kind of expanding the Force a little bit. Like I said, we've seen some of those things in like video games where they expand on Force powers and Force abilities and stuff like that. But to see it in film was wonderful. And, okay, so closing thoughts. I want more Star Wars. The problem is I don't want any more trilogies. And the reason I say that is it took us a long time after Return of the Jedi before any film trilogy in that universe could compete. And don't compete. When you're fighting with, ultimate evil versus really, really good, it's kind of like, where do you go from there? You can't make a bigger baddie, so you have to go smaller. So don't even try getting up to that level. Just make a great film. I like Rogue One. I absolutely loved Rogue One. Solo, not so much. But Rogue One was a perfectly wonderful film, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And he hasn't seen it yet, but I do want to sit him down and have him watch Rogue One, because I think that it is a phenomenal film in the Star Wars universe, and it definitely it holds its own. And I'm okay with that. I don't need a Luke Skywalker film. I don't need a Skywalker film to feel in the Star Wars universe. And I'm totally okay with that. The actors did a phenomenal job in this film, and like I said, they've kind of bookended the Skywalker saga, and I think it's great. Yeah. So if you have any questions, comments, kicks, or complaints, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. As always, I want to thank my nephew Benjamin for tagging along with me today. And we had a wonderful time. And, I've been living with Star Wars for 40 years. And he's very new to the franchise. So he hasn't had all the time to sit around and think about, well, what about this or what about that? That those of us that have lived through the Skywalker saga have had. And so it's great to get a fresh opinion for someone that was introduced to the series, a week and a half ago? Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't even think it was that. So yeah, it's a very short amount of time. And to hear his thoughts on where it was and what's going on and stuff like that was very, very cool to get. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it's so hard not to talk about the finer details of this film, but again, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so I guess I'm going to have to spend the next 40 minutes as we drive home talking with him about the finer details of this film, because there was so much in it that paid homage to the original trilogy and stuff like that. answered some questions about where people were, and introduced, frankly, new characters that I would have liked to have seen more of. So very happy with the film in general, and if you want to have a conversation with me, you can direct message me on Discord. I took down my Discord channel, frankly, because it's not serving me very well. Or you can hit me up on my Facebook page, and we can certainly talk about it there as well. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, your thoughts, and how you felt this film was, and if you want to go see it, if you haven't seen it already. So, all right, that is going to wrap it up for this one because, man, almost 11 minutes. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out, and until next time, you take care of yourself. This is Draco Invictus saying this has been the greatest day in my life. Say see ya.
See ya.
See you guys.